Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for this week. You have this Lamb Between card and this Feeling the World card. This Lamb Between card is kind of like a purgatory card, or like feeling like you're stuck, not moving forwards or backwards, which is probably how you have felt. The Feeling the World card literally says that you are feeling the world. You are feeling the energy of everything that's going on. Now that could be good and bad. If you are, feeling sad, depressed, or stuck, then, obviously it would be a good time for you to kind of like check in with yourself and make sure that you're not being held back by, feelings that don't belong to you, plain and simple. And I would be very careful of that. You have the Five of Wands, the Justice card, and the King of Cups showing up in your first row. Sorry, I didn't even pull a last row. The Five of Wands is a card of conflict and competition. Personally, I like the Five of Wands because these people are using sticks to fight, they're not using swords. And the story of the Five of Wands is that these people are learning how to fight. So, it's a really good card for learning from the competition, or like learning how to get ahead, and I think that would be a good thing for you. I also think that, again, checking in with your feelings. Again, I have a rule, like whenever I feel weird feelings, I always ask myself, and literally I will do it out loud as well, as like, are these feelings mine? Right? Just call it out. Because, with that Feeling the World card, you might be feeling off or like things aren't going your way, but it might not be real. It might be conflict that's being caused by like the world's feelings. And sometimes calling it out makes you realize that they're not your feelings, and then you can move forward and get unstuck, and that's what I would do here. You have the Justice card. Justice is cause and effect, but I feel like you're doing a pros and cons list here, is really what I feel, Capricorn. Like there's some sort of, you are trying to decide if you should do something or not. I feel it with this reading here. Like, I get the whole, it's like you're doing the pros and cons list, maybe not literally, but maybe in your head you go back and forth, right? So I feel I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about that, I don't claim to know everything. I don't trust any reader that does, so I don't know. It's like you're trying to decide if you're going to make a move or not on something. We have the Knight of Wands here with the King of Wands. The King of Wands would kind of push me in the direction, saying that you probably are going to do something. Like, let's say you're wondering, like, should I stay at this job? Or should I go get something else? It's like you're saying to yourself, like, okay, there are some good things about this job, some bad things, and, I think you're looking at both sides. And, I kind of feel like you probably are just going to get the other job, if that makes sense, and that's what I feel off the Justice card. You have the King of Cups. Your feelings. The King of Cups is sitting in the middle of the deep ocean, and the story of the card is that he has explored his emotions to a very deep level, and because of that, he is perfectly fine. He's sitting in choppy waters, but he is not worried because he has explored his emotions. He knows how he feels, and so he has nothing to worry about. And I feel that, clearly the whole entire reading is kind of encouraging you to, work on your feelings, work on your emotions, things like that. But let's see where this is going. With the Five of Wands, you have the Chariot, which would be a victory over competition. So I would get out of your head here. We go Chariot, Nine of Swords to the Star. It's like you could be worried that there's too much competition for a decision that you want to make, and this right here would say that you're going to be the winner. So I would get out of your head with the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is too much worrying, and we'll talk about it in a minute when we get to this card. But, clearly, the Star looks like a positive outcome. With the Justice card, you have the Death card. The Death card is a transformation or a change, and, obviously, if you've been thinking about making a decision, this would also kind of say that you are just going to make the change. You're probably going to make the other choice or a different decision here with that Justice card. And I don't know if that helps, maybe it does, because, the Nine of Swords would say you've been agonizing over a decision. It's like if you would just make the decision, you would feel a lot better. And now that I say that, I kind of feel like I've said that to you recently, Capricorn. Did I call you Cancer? I hope I didn't at the beginning of this reading. But, that would help so much with that card. With the King of Cups, you have the Two of Swords. I have definitely said this to you before, Capricorn. It's like you're thinking that something is going to go this way or that way, but really it's going to go this way over here. And, maybe that's part of the problem. It's like sometimes I think when we fantasize about something too much, when we fantasize about it, it kind of makes us put these restrictions on something we want, and then when it doesn't go according to the fantasy, we think it's not working. Like, especially in business, I've done this a million times. I'm not even calling you out, right? I'm a Pisces. I am delusional. I'm a delusional Pisces. I come up with these crazy-ass ideas that never go according to plan. The difference is I've gotten comfortable with that. I realize that, my plans are probably not going to go according to plan. Things are probably not going to work. I've been working on a startup for years. I've had to fire 3 people who have been developing the startup because they just have not been doing things the right way. And I realize that it's a delusional idea that I have, and I realize there are going to be limitations. I'm okay with that, right? I realize that things are going to go a different way, and that's okay, right? So I feel that for some of you, this is saying it's not really saying anything dramatic. It's just saying you need to be okay with the direction that something is going to go. And also, whatever you're dreaming about, it's going to go in a different direction, but that's okay. It could be better than you expected, and I feel you need to kind of realize that. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Divine Infinity card. It says, challenge yourself to go beyond your limitations, and you'll find your infinity. Yes, you have this Lone Wolf card. It says, listen to your inner wolf and embrace your sacred wild nature that thirsts for freedom. I find that Capricorn is kind of like a lone wolf, so, I think you're just kind of embracing that energy here. Definitely a time to go beyond your limitations. We have the 3 of Wands right here. The story of the 3 of Wands is that he has something he wants to do, where he wants to go on an adventure. He looks at this water and it's golden in color, so when he first looks at it, he thinks he's looking at the desert. But when he looks closer, he sees the ships, and he realizes he's looking at water. So this represents looking at something where you don't think there's an opportunity, but when you look closer, you realize that there's a big opportunity in front of you. So I would be looking at your opportunities, or I would be looking at the things in life where you don't think that they will work, because if you look closer, you might realize that something will work better than you think. It's also a card that, this card says, challenge yourself to go beyond your limitations. He is standing where he's always been. That's his limitation. He needs to get on those boats. He has no freaking clue where they're going to go. He's clueless. But if he gets on those boats and just enjoys the journey and doesn't attach too much to the outcome, who the hell knows what will happen? Like I said, he will probably enjoy himself. He will probably have fun and see things he's never seen before. So, I would go on the adventure. You have the 9 of Swords. I really just get this agonizing over a decision thing popping into my head with the 9 of Swords. 9 of Swords is a never-ending nightmare, but to me it's the worst card in the tarot, by the way. So congratulations, you got the worst card in the deck. But really it's not. Really, he could easily get out of the bed. The whole point of the 9 of Swords is that he's staying in his situation. He's not doing something to change it. So with the 9 of Swords, we have to get out of this position, and that's how we change our situation. The good news here in your reading is that, the cards surrounding it. Knight of Wands would be action, 10 of Cups is fortune after difficulty, the star would say you're probably going to start working towards your star. And so I'm not really too worried about it, but, it's showing up in your reading. So you could probably leave the situation now instead of waiting, and, that's really what it's saying. You have the 3 of Swords. Number 1, with the 3 of Swords, I would definitely heal your heart. 3 of Swords is about removing those swords from your own heart so that you can heal and move forward. And that's definitely what I would do with the 3 of Swords. The 3 of Swords could also say that, past heartbreaks are getting in the way of your 10 of Cups and your star. So, it might be time to forgive past heartbreaks or forgive past things and try your best to let them go. I know it's hard. Anytime I say this, people always say to me, I can forgive, but I can't forget. And I always say I'm not trying to be mean here, but it's I feel like that's something people say because they've heard other people say it. I can forgive, but I'm not going to forget. It's a tough guy thing. And I always say yeah, but just forget, right? It's what's holding on to it going to do for you? Absolutely nothing, right? So, I would just say that, this is about forgiving past situations in your heart. Again, you don't have to forgive anyone directly. You just have to release it. I feel like I can be truthful with you, Capricorn, and just say those things, 'cause you get it. Cancer, I cannot, right? With the not calling Cancer out, but I totally am. With the 3 of Wands, you have the Magician. The Magician says you can have whatever you like. You can have whatever you want in your life. You just have to manifest it. I do feel that you are probably going through a reinvention. I mean, we have a major change from Pluto in Capricorn to Pluto in Aquarius, which is very significant for you. And the Magician is about embracing the energy and becoming the thing you want to be. Like, he has a snake here, and it's the Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail, which represents reinvention. It's like, if you want to change your life with the Nine of Swords, you can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, right? So you have to change your habits, your energy, and if you do that, you will manifest. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Ace of Wands. Amazing. Very good. You know, the Ace of Wands is like that spark of hope, that spark of inspiration. So something is clearly pulling you out of this Nine of Swords energy. And again, like I said, it was pretty obvious to me because of this row here. No matter what direction we take the Nine of Swords, there's a positive card for the most part, so I feel that you are kind of being inspired to get out of this situation. And here you go, with the Three of Swords, you have the Sun, best card in the deck. So definitely a lot more happiness. This could say that you are healing, that you are forgiving, that you are, releasing the past. And, obviously all those things would be great for you. The Sun also says the sun is shining on you, so there could be a lot of attention now. The sun and the star together, to me, can represent fame and fortune. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to become famous, but, again, with Pluto moving into Aquarius, it is definitely an amazing time for you to get attention. This could be in work, business, love, pretty much any area of your life. But I think this is true for everyone, but I think it's extra true for Capricorn, that Capricorn should be doing things to get as much positive attention as they can. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this trust card and this love card. I feel like you have to trust yourself. It's like you're not going to get feedback from people or maybe even the universe if you are moving in a new direction that's the right direction. I think the universe is trying to get Capricorn to be the lone wolf in certain ways. That does not mean you're going to be alone either. It just means, can you trust your inner knowingness and move forward, right? Love is clearly very important at this time. Everybody gets these readings that talk about love, but not necessarily a person. Could be a person, and you do have good love cards here, but I think the bigger picture is more important at this time, where we should be focusing on what we love, and then we will attract love into our lives. So, again, I'm a big fan of, I think love should be a side effect in life anyway. It's like the cherry on top, right? I think the reason why modern love is such a mess is because people are like, this person has to solve all my issues and my traumas and all my other things, right? But if we look at it just as, a compliment to our life, I think it's much, much better. So, that's why I encourage people to focus just on loving life and getting to that point. And the Ten of Cups literally says that you have the Knight of Wands, the Ten of Cups, and the Star. The Knight of Wands is about going on adventures. The Knight of Wands is a true builder in the tarot, so if he doesn't know how to do something, or, if he runs into an obstacle, he will build a bridge to overcome it. And, so I think on your journey you have to realize that, things will not always be perfect. There will be times where you have to build, but he's willing to do it. He's also the card of desire, so he just desires to go on his journey, and he kind of enjoys the process. You have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is like fortune after difficulty, which definitely shows up with that Nine of Swords. It is also happy home, happy family, so if you do want love, looks amazing. It's also choosing happiness. These people are standing in the real world. They are choosing to focus on these 10 cups and have a celebration. So, a lot of people have been getting this energy right now, and obviously it's probably because the world is going the opposite direction. And so we need to bring more love, joy, happiness, and peace into the world. And if we do that, we will change the world. If we keep focusing on, the misery, then we'll get more of that too. So obviously go in this direction right here. This is the good direction. You have the Star. The Star is also very good. I feel like you're feeling guided. I always say the Star is like having a North Star. It's like having that guiding light, that one thing to work towards in life to accomplish. It could be a goal, it could be your big picture for your life, or your ultimate vision for your life. But I feel a lot of you are working towards your star. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like finally getting an opportunity. Three of Wands, Knight of Wands, this card, it's like you've been looking at the desert and you're finally seeing the opportunity. And so this is a good thing. I would definitely say don't hesitate on any opportunities that you're receiving, because they will probably be very good for you. With the Ten of Cups, you have the High Priestess, which you have the High Priestess twice here going this way. The High Priestess is all about trusting your intuition. We have a crap ton of Pisces energy going on right now. The High Priestess is Pisces, so I would say that we are in a very intuitive time. And yeah, Venus has left Pisces, but it will be retrograding back into Pisces. The Sun is going to be in Pisces soon enough, and around this period it will be moving into Pisces. Actually, I do think this year, if I'm not mistaken, the Sun does enter around this time. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, don't quote me on that. But, again, we have all this Pisces energy, so I would be trusting your intuition. With the star, you have the Hermit. Yes, the Hermit says you cannot hide your star. He has the star literally hidden in his lantern. He needs to shine his inner light. He needs to shine what makes him special out into the world. He has earned the right to do it. He has climbed to the top of the mountain. You are a Capricorn, you have climbed many mountains, and I think it's time for you to kind of get attention on the things like your skills, your hidden talents, gifts, skills, and abilities, the things that you want out of life, your hidden dreams, right? It's time for you to go after those things and, really shine your light. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have the self-care card. It says, if you want to live like royalty, start by treating yourself like royalty. Yes, Magician, you have to act as if you already are the thing you want to be. You have this teacher card. It says, you have a natural ability to impart knowledge and guide others towards their inner light. Are you kidding? That's probably what the Sun, the star, and the Hermit are saying in this reading. So, you could be doing this just by living your life. Again, I think I've said this to you before, Capricorn. You don't have to do anything other than just live, but you have to, face those challenges. When you do that, you show other people that hard things are possible, and when you do that, you're shining your inner light, and then you'll get better energy and better things. So I would do it. You have the King of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. The King of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. And I do think it's time for you to be bold, be assertive, and really kind of just go and claim your royalty. Maybe that's what we should be saying this reading is about. It's about claiming that ultimate vision for your life, and then making it happen. You have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. With the Nine of Swords here, the Seven of Pentacles could be your life, and you could be looking at what you have so far and saying, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. I'm going to make a change. And it's coming up in the good stuff, so obviously the change would be positive in the good stuff. You have the High Priestess again. I think it's a great time for mystery. For people if something is mysterious to you, especially if it's an opportunity that captures your attention, Sun and Star usually say something is standing out to you, something is glowing, something is capturing your attention. The High Priestess says you don't have to make a full commitment, but you should explore the potential. The thing about the High Priestess is that she has no roof over her head here. And the High Priestess, something people don't know about her, she's the card of unlimited potential. There are no limits to what she can accomplish. The limit is her. And so whatever you set your mind to, you can probably have if you put in the work. So I would get moving. With the King of Wands, you have the Two of Cups. I said King of Cups, so it could be a water sign that you're attracting. It could be water with fire, fire with water, a water sign, a fire sign. I don't care, just find a good person. But you always get the Two of Cups with me. Definitely a person who's different than your usual type, but could be a solid connection. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Wands here. The Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior, but the Nine of Wands kind of says don't give up. Coming up in the good stuff, it would say you're not giving up. I also feel Nine of Wands is my card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So it's an amazing card for experimentation, trying new things, trying new directions, and all that other good stuff. So I feel it would be a good time for you to experiment. With the High Priestess, you have the Two of Wands again, so definitely time to leave a comfort zone or not. Again, for some reason I thought you had the Two of Wands. You had the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands and the Two of Wands are connected. I consider both cards to be cards of taking the lead and making something happen, so it could be a great time for you to take the lead on whatever it is that you want out of life. You have this Vine card. It says, seek out information that will help you. I'm pretty sure we said something about learning. So there's tons of information that exists. There are billions of minutes of video uploaded to YouTube all the time. I don't know, that might not be true, don't quote me on that one, but it's a lot. So I think that there's plenty of information that can help guide you. You just have to learn. You have this cobweb card. It says, protected from negative forces beyond your control. So you are clearly protected at this time. Again, if you're thinking about taking risks in like work or business or love, now would definitely be a good time to do that with this card. You have this fire card. It says strong emotion, passionate love or hate. Obviously, with the 10 of Cups here, I would go in the love direction. Now, it's fire, so you can feed whichever side you want, and obviously again I would pick the love side of things. And I would start investing my energy into things that you do love. And we're not talking about a person. Like I said, we're talking about the energy of love. So the more things you can do that you do love, the better. You have this shark card. It says, take care, there will be loss in material wealth. I mean, every single person I read forgets a card of needing to watch their finances. We're just in a time where we have to keep an eye on our finances. If we do that, we will be fine, so keep an eye on your finances. You have this cool card. It says, get back to basics. Yes, again, another theme that came up recently and is continuing now is to keep things simple. Probably the simple answer is the answer, so don't overcomplicate things. And, stick to the basics, and I think that's what will help the most. But this is an amazing reading, Capricorn. I love it. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.